West Brom triggered the release clause. They triggered the bloody release clause on the final day of the window.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. If you're still enjoying the same, drop a like, that'd be superb. So, been a bit of a rough one for us. Although, to be fair, like, our expectations should be roughly where we are, but it's always hard to lose. And I guess the one thing we've got in our favour is that we're not really being smashed at all. In fact, I don't think we've lost by more than one goal in any game that we've lost this season, which shows that even the tiniest little uptick in quality or form or tactical tweaks could really get us a lot of points this season. Now, so this is Sunday, it's time for Regen Sunday, and we've got a lovely match for you this time. So if you do want to participate, head over to the Discord, drop your regions in, and some of them will make it in. There's a lot of really good ones this week. First up, it's Mitchell. I mean, I have to have one. I love a double namer. You love it. Next up, Landry and Pile, or someone would call him Laundry Pile. Love it. Then, Dramvir Bad Boy from Lesotho as well. Then, and this is insane, Climax Mascarenhas. I've never seen Climax be a first name before. Followed by Andre Hoffmeyer? Like, are they unsure? Then Mohamed Nasser Mahaman Bello Hassani, but he's a Nigerian, Nigerian left-sided player. So I don't see many players from Niger, so that's cool. Followed by Shemil Vandenberg, who is from Aruba. Surely the best Aruban player ever. Regional World Map material for sure. Then Eloy Lamas, who, well, okay, someone described him as an absolute tree, with the deftness of Messi. 16 dribbling on a guy who's 6'7" is literally the definition of good feet for a big man. And lastly, Jesse Abdi, who is from Djibouti. Can't wait till he gets called up for Djibouti duty. If you want to participate, head over to the Regen chat on the Discord, link in the description. See what we got for next week. So, we've got a must-win. I say must-win. It would be important. It would be very, very advantageous for us to win here. However, some other news first. West Brom triggered the release clause. They triggered the bloody release clause on the final day of the window. So I did the only thing I could do at that point, which was offer him a contract. And because he'd already said he wanted to stay earlier in the window, I offered him a new deal. He is the highest paid player at the club now, which makes sense. But he did sign the deal. £7,000 a week for Neil Cross. He is not moving to West Brom. He turned down the contract at West Brom to stay here. What a man. And the new contract has no release clause. But West Brom are willing to pay £7.5 million for Neil Cross, which is a very good sign that we've got a hell of a player on our hands. Can't always promise it, but we will see. Now, Johnson picked up an injury, so he's going to miss today's game. I mean, we're all over the shop here. I'm going to give Jeff Hayes a try here. Why the hell not? Let Jeff have a run out. He's only rated at 2 stars here because he's not yet got used to that position. So I'm going to give him a chance. And I think I might also make this the first game that we try playing Furman as a defensive midfielder from the start of the game. Chan or Thornley? I think Thornley can come back in as well. Hopefully... Oh no, yeah, it's kind of fit again. Yes, we had an international break, so it meant that there was a room to get more players fit, which is very, very useful indeed. We should be able to bring Simon Nelson back in too, which is... Oh, actually, no, we shouldn't. He appears to be a little bit knackered still, so we'll probably go with Morton again here, because the link is good. Nelson will be on the bench again, though. Don't know why he's knackered. I think he might have been an under-21 duty. Idris is nearly back, so that's good news. So the bench, Lewis, Holster, Birch McNaught, Billington, Chan, Nelson, and Ben John... Actually, no, not Ben Johnson. Although really, we've got... Screw it, we'll put Putman Kirtley on there instead. Might as well give him a run out of the championship at some point. So honestly, making that change to the DM might be a bad idea to do now, but I just... Furman's actually done okay in terms of his performances this season, so maybe we're making the wrong choice, but we'll see. Because obviously I haven't seen what you guys have said about that position yet. Let's go. We're at St Andrews. Basically full strength here, which is nice to see, with the exception of Nelson, but Morton is a very good player. Oh my god, straight away. He's offside. Also, we're going to go straight to the playing down the flanks. Because that does seem to be effective against this shape now, with the current state of things. So we'll see how this does. And I might make a new version of the tactic that's got that on by default. That way we've got it trained up and ready to use against this shape or against a 4-3-3 if we do encounter one. Oh dear. There we go. Carly's won it back well there. And he's lost it again. Furman's having to bail him out a little bit here. But at least they can't concentrate completely on Lee as much now, because Furman will be allowed to sort of pass the ball around a little bit more. Morn, great work from Dave Morn. The defender's all over the place, and Morn has just whipped it wide of the post, but a good start. Like, I would settle for a point here, but I'd rather go and grab... If we got all 3, that would be really, really good for us. Thornley, lovely ball from Morton again. And just saw a bit of those... Oh, and cross! And on the rebound, but again, another chance created by us. Okay, that's fine. Looks long. poor, but that should be a nice pickup for Kyle. Oh, straight through. Neil Cross has got to get the shot away this time. I don't understand what he just seems to always take an extra touch now and get it blocked. That time there was no excuse for it. It's so much space there. Cleared away. Morton, Lee, we're looking good, but he just needs to pull the trigger a bit quicker. Sullivan's header on target. Good stuff from us so far, though. But at least we're seeing positive signs. Watch them now score immediately. Us and conceding a first-half penalty. Name a more iconic duo, friends. And it's scored. Birmingham take the lead. All our hard work is undone because Josh Parry has decided to scythe someone down again. We may have to move over to some kind of stay-on-feet approach. Because we're just not quite at the races when it comes to that this season. My concern is that that might end up costing us more in terms of goals conceded in places, but we may have to try it out. We've got less and less involved in the match as the match has worn on. We started off super well, but didn't take our chances again. We're going to try to stay on feet for the second half, but my concern with that is that we're going to let them run through us too much, but we just can't be committing as many fouls as this. And the press obviously doesn't help, but that's the way we play. I mean, we're offering nothing in this game now. We've had no second half shots, no nothing, not even a touch, not even a highlight. And it looks like we're going to lose another game because of a penalty, but that's our own fault. Fouls at least have been slightly better in the second period. And Crowley's about to get red carded, though, for Birmingham. So this could be helpful, but you know what 10 men are like. Let's see what we can do against 10 men. Furman, Parry heads it wide. We need to score an equaliser, at least. Now we're playing against 10 men. There's no excuse. So I think the problem with stay on feet is we're not winning that ball in that midfield area anymore, and we're just allowing them to play around us. And I don't think they're going to just drop the ball straight to us, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Bit of patience, finally. Okay, it did pay off that time. Billington's through. Go on, find that equaliser win. Yes! Win Billington. Birmingham 1, Whitport 1. We bided our time, made the breakaway work, and maybe that is the key to it all. Maybe we do have to just give up a little bit of possession, wait for that mistake pass instead of committing. Lovely little flick on from Fran Sullivan, but this is all about Billington here. The composure he shows takes the goalkeepers to the ground, and we're level at St Andrews. Huge goal for Win Billington. His first in the league for us. Well played. Just standing strong in these areas. Oh, don't let that ball come through. Good save by Griggs. They're still able to create a little bit. The point wouldn't be the worst result in the world, as it would just keep Birmingham down there and would push us another point clear of the relegation zone, amazingly. But it's one of those games where you feel like there could have been more. And that should be nicely won by Birchman. Okay, sure. Sure. Why keep possession when we could just give the ball back? Go on, Billington. There we go. That's what I like to see out my strikers. They don't do that enough. Lee flicks it on. Tons of players left and right now. Kyle Lee is... There was a guy in his way. We literally had a player that would not get out of the way of the shot. Oh, dear. That was an opportunity for us, to be honest. And I would have liked him to have the shot, which he did, but Nelson would not get out the way. Russell Nevitt. For Billington, that's it. Birmingham 1, Whitport 1. Billington saves our blushes there a little bit, to be fair. A frustrating game. And again, if we hadn't considered the penalty, we would have probably won that match. But I think we looked quite good for the most part in that one. Yeah, that stay on feet thing definitely could be. Because it was what? 5 second half fouls? That's a lot more like it from us. And only one booking in the second period. And we just looked patient and were able to counter them quite well there. We'll have to see. Anyway, Games of Camera, back in a minute. Right, we're back. And unfortunately, we lost to Newcastle. So, yeah, penalty in the 4th minute. I did stay on feet and we still conceded 20 fouls in this game. And unfortunately, it just really does not seem to look good for us. And then, of course, in the 60th minute, we were then 2-0 down. Newcastle are a good side, of course. Just here, like, it goes through a crowd of players. Goalkeeper's onside, 2-0 Newcastle. Frustrating. And then in between there, Crossy, out for 5 weeks with a sport hernia, got injured in training by Fran Sullivan. So, yeah, just more good news. So I decided to try something against Swansea. We added a few little opposition instructions to our players, tiny little ones, like having our wingers and fullbacks on shoot less. I don't know why they weren't already like that. I totally forgot to set that up, something I normally do. We also moved back to a BWM and turned off stay on feet midway through this game. We took the lead early on, though, through Josh Parry, and I was like, okay, this is better. We took the lead early on, but it was only from a corner. And then, unfortunately, not long after that, Swansea got an equaliser, or almost immediately, in fact, to make it 1-1. And then just before, on the 30th minute, they got the ball out on the left-hand side with Porter. The ball was whipped across the box with vigour, and on the end of it again, it was Brown. Lovely finish, in off the crossbar, 2-1 Swansea. And then Swansea changed their system and went to like this weird, like it was narrow except for the midfielders. Everywhere else was like, it was very, very strange. There was no fullbacks, just wide players. And then we suddenly got a lot better. We then scored another goal from a corner, admittedly, with Kai Knight putting us level. And I thought, okay, good. But then after that, we just battered them for the rest of the match. We were brilliant. It was fantastic to see. Kylie with the ball across the back post. There was Birch McNaught, and he whips it through for who else but Simon Nelson, the 17-year-old Northern Irish lad, scoring his first senior goal for the club. But it got better than that as Chan put the ball forward, this time to Win Billingham, who was filling in. Little nutmeg on the defender here, and look at this for composure. Considering his composure stats, this is the second time this season that he's managed to pull one of those off. 4-2, great result against a great team. So I decided, you know what, we're just going to go with it. And in the next game, only 8 fouls. It's a weird one, innit? Unfortunately, though, the first goal we can see... Look at this. This is just shameful. Chan puts the ball across here. Another dreadful goal. Like, some of the goals we've conceded are just like... But, thankfully... Almost literally within the same minute from the kickoff, ball whips over the top. Sullivan sort of botches this a little bit, but there it falls to who else but Win Billington again to score his 4th of the year. Fair play to the lad. And then in no time at all, we won ourselves a corner. Sullivan whips the ball across. Who was there but Kai Knight? And we found ourselves 2-1 up at Portman Road out of nowhere. And then the play just got better and better. Billington fighting hard for the ball here, whips it across. Birch McNaught eventually ends up with it, and the ball eventually ends up at the feet of Fran Sullivan. Little bit of luck with the way it deflects back to him. 3-1 up in the first half. Great work. And then, of course, we did the usual customary, though, and go and concede from a corner. Straight after that, right at the edge of the box. Bam. Guy gets a touch on it. 3-2. But we did hold on for the victory. And all that leaves us 18th place, which is still not great, but we've got more points than games now, which is very clear to me as a good thing. Only a -2 goal difference again. We're really starting to separate ourselves from those teams down towards the bottom. You can see that the bottom 3 are being completely cut adrift. We're 10 points clear with a game in hand. So I think relegation is not off the cards, of course, but it's looking pretty good so far. And yeah, we're sort of in this next group, which is basically literally everybody else, mid-table, essentially. And I'm all right with that right now. Those 2 wins, massive. The Swansea one was huge because of the way we turned it around. And against Ipswich as well, really, really good stuff. We're having to win a lot of 3-2, 4-2s, but it's entertaining if nothing else. Sullivan, 6 assists this season, one of the best average ratings. He's really creeping into it. And we haven't really missed Crossy lately, which is useful because Wim Billingham has actually been scoring goals. Incredible. Russell Nevitt back. Yeah, he was suspended for a game, unfortunately, but that's going to happen. The link is now building up between Liam and Furman. So I put Furman back to a ball in midfielder. Oh yeah, I turned it off in the last game as well. We did start on it with Ipswich too, but yeah, we went away with it. The other changes I've made is to put shoot less often on the wingers and the fullbacks. And I also put Lee on more direct passing. Because I feel like a lot of the time he'll get the ball in this position or whoever's in this role, and they refuse to play the wide players in, no matter whether they're there. And I think it's because he's just playing 2 shorter passes. So we'll see. Idris is nearly ready as well, which is nice. And Birch McNaught is really starting to take over that role now, and nobody can really touch him currently. So I'm all right with that. And if we were to pull off a result here against Barnsley, that would be most appropriate. I think that would be very, very useful for us, given the situation we're in right now, to do that. And, well, even a draw, really, would pull us right clear. But we've still got to be careful. Oh, and again, they're just, I don't know. I don't know how to defend them. Simon Nelson with the ball at his feet, though. Can he have a little run? He's improving dramatically at the moment, which is good. First team football's certainly helping him with that, though. I'd love to tell you about something that's happening. Oh, wow, a highlight. We finally got a highlight. Who would have thunk it? First one of the game, really, since the very beginning there. Kai Knight. They're pressed up quite high, but Sullivan's got it. And Billington has proven himself to be quite competent so far this season, and that is really nice. A bit of a surprise there. I brought him in as a backup with room for the future, but hey, if the guy can do a job for us now, then why the hell not? Pretty dead first half for the most part. Lots of fouls from us and still not a lot of possession. We really do struggle sometimes against this shape. But today might be one of those days where they've already got a lot of the ball, so maybe just letting them have a little bit more of it and allowing them to play the ball aimlessly and waiting for our moment to pounce. Keep our shape a bit better. Because in fairness, nothing's really happened in this game at all so far. Sullivan's ball. Parry's header just wide. The only real chance we've had today. Possession's come down amazing. That is weird. Considering you'd think we'd actually be conceding more possession doing this. But hey, maybe they've changed their approach. Right, should just knock this out the air. Really? Really? We have 2 players that could have won that ball. Neither of them did. What I would say is, second half, they've had 1 shot. We've really definitely improved as the half's worn on. Oh, good chance. I think we're definitely the better side in the second period here, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't turn it into a goal. I mean, a draw wouldn't be the worst result against a top half side, I suppose. But when you play well, you've got to take advantage of that. We've kind of just set up to frustrate Barnsley for the second period, and I'm worried that they might just sneak one. Buchanan, but at least it won't be from an indirect free kick because we're not giving them away. Great save from Griggs. Really top stop there. I'd take a point. Moves us above Blackhaven and level on points with Middlesbrough. Morton's got it. Decoy runner, perhaps? Dave Morton has got to shoot here. Please, Dave. Goes for goal and Ashton makes a stop, but at least we hit the target with the shot there. Well played, Dave. They really do seem hesitant to use that wide player. Wilkes is in, and oh my God. Great. I don't know. I think we actually did play quite well in this game. So often, though, it's like, it's an alright game, we're doing okay, bam, goal. That's just a good goal, isn't it, really, though? Ball over the top, Wilkes makes the run, keeper doesn't protect the near post, and it's 1-0 to Barnsley in the 85th minute. So the most disappointing thing about this is we, I think, made the right calls in a lot of the parts of this game, but it's not been enough. And we've just, they got one chance, goal. We haven't been able to take any. Or create any in this game, really. Just a poor performance all round, but it's still frustrating, though. But that's life in this division. It's a tough one. We may be 18th, but our points tally is actually not too bad, considering what's below us. We're still 10 points above those 3 down there. Still, it's a shame after 2 really good results, and I thought we could have a chance at getting another one right there, particularly as we've got Burnley away next. Then we got Fleetwood Town away, though. Big, and Cardiff in that same spell. So next episode, of course, will be Burnley and Blackhaven United, the first derby in the 2nd tier. That's what's coming up next time. So if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, drop a like, that'd be superb. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be lovely as well. And I'll join you guys tomorrow for the derby in the Championship. And there's 2 massively winnable games in there too. We really need to make sure that we win both Fleetwood and Cardiff City. Even though they're both away, we've got to do our best. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.